Good evening, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation. This is Texas Biker Radio number 325. Well, I guess everybody survived Christmas. What you saw at the beginning of the program was what I got for Christmas. And let me tell you, I have more Santa Claus junk, Santa Claus motorcycles, Santa Claus this, Santa Claus ornaments with motorcycles. I have a bunch of it. And, my grandkids thinks that's the thing to get me, plus hats. I got a lot of hats. I don't know why that is. This is Butch Popeye Moss and my co-host, Mel O.G. Robbins. We are with Sons of Liberty Riders MC, who brings you Texas Biker Radio each and every week. And good afternoon, Mel. How are you doing this December 27th, my daddy's birthday?
Doing very well, and I might add to your comment about you not knowing why your grandkids get you hats. If I saw you without a hat, I probably would not recognize you.
That's the truth. That is the truth. I tell you, you go to a family reunion on my mother's side, and it's a cue ball convention.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible.
Oh, that's where the gene is, huh?
Yeah, but on my dad's side, it's, heck, even at 91 years old, he's still got a full head of hair. But I digress.
Yeah.
Hey, Mel, what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about what's going on right now, looking back on 2018, and let me get one thing off my chest really right now. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you feeling the effects of the government shutdown? Has anything changed in your life?
No, as a matter of fact, I hear there's an advantage. You can now get into state parks without paying a fee.
Good. Go ahead.
Or not state parks, but federal parks. You can drive right through the gate because there's no one there.
Oh, my God, there's nobody there.
And to top that, all the vendors are still open in the federal park. So you can go in, go to a restaurant, go to a gift shop, sightsee, the whole bit, and now it's for free.
Hey, Mel, we may get to where we enjoy this.
That's right. There are certain advantages to this thing.
This may be actually saving us money. Because go ahead.
It would if they didn't pay these people back pay when the government goes back in.
That is right.
That just rips me every time I think about it.
Before you go feeling sorry for a federal worker that the Democrats claim is just suffering so bad, realize they're going to get back pay or their pay is going to continue to come, no matter what.
That's right.
And they wouldn't be doing that for you and I, would they?
Hell no.
They don't do anybody for the private sector, but maybe they're all out Ubering. Who knows? Making money on top of money. Because they're definitely not going to suffer. The Congress will see to that. That's the truth. And as Nancy Pelosi called it, she called it right when she said the other day, dysfunctional and immoral. That would describe our government today, wouldn't it? Doesn't it describe it to a T?
Well, it sure does. It sure does. It is one screwed up mess.
Yeah, it surely is. But
I've been hearing a lot more comment lately too about people saying, "Well, if the government shuts down, why the hell don't they stop the congressmen and representatives' pay?"
Yeah, it should stop their pay, and it should stop their staff's pay. Because let me tell you, don't mess with their staffs. Realize their staffs are not on Obamacare, never were going to be. Their staffs are paid for their college tuitions. Oh my goodness, everybody else has to struggle out there, but not them. Not them. But I digress. Let's quit talking about the fun stuff, Mel. Government shut down. as it continues into about day 7 or whatever it is. I've lost track.
Trump has indicated it may be a long spell, too.
Yeah,
He doesn't look like he's wanting to budge.
don't budge. Don't budge. Matter of fact, just shut more of it down. Shut more of it down. Like I said, the congressman's pays, their staff's pay. Hey, shut it down. That's my suggestion to the president, if he's capable of doing that. And I don't even know that he is, being as they've already funded 75% of the budget. But, like I said, hey, Mel, let's look back a little bit at 2018 and for us bikers and for what's going on out there. And Mel, I would say one of the good things that happened for 2018 is that there were no trials in Waco, McLennan County. There were no trials. It's the end of the Reyna era in McLennan County. It's coming to an end here in January. Matter of fact is, I think around the first week of January that comes to an end. And, you know, it's a wonderful thing that we came together and that bikers held out and did not take plea bargains. Let me tell you, Mel, that was outstanding, and it shows what can happen when we work together, and we can even remove someone from office when we work together. And you got a little bit of comment about that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think, first of all, the first guy that would have been, I think, the most tempted to cave on a plea bargain was Scooter Bergman.
Yeah.
Because they had him to the wall with charges that would just blow you frickin' away. And my hat goes off to, I have total respect for both Scooter and his wife, because, you know, he did involve his wife in that decision process.
Oh, yes. Yes, he did.
Because that was a life-changing decision that they made. And she backed him 100%. He in no way was going to take a plea deal on a murder charge that he knew he wasn't guilty of. And he stood his ground, and I think that broke their back.
You know, Mel, he was one of many, many, many bikers that have actually never had any run-ins with the law. He was guilty of no crimes. He was guilty of no crimes. Why should he take a plea bargain for a crime he did not commit? And, you know, you got to dig deep. You got to dig real deep to make that decision. Where you were facing, you know what, up to 45 years in prison?
Oh, yeah, because you never know for sure.
Yeah. And Mel, let's include Jake Carrizal, who didn't have to take the stand. They stood there and said, I am a bandito. I'm a professional motorcycle rider. Yeah. I mean, because look what has happened around us. There have been bikers that have been railroaded, and I don't mean on plea bargains, railroaded at trial. And you know, Mel, we've said all along now, hey, no more of these fences around courthouse. No more of this extra security and everything else like we've seen in the past, where they're influencing or trying to influence the jury. Like they did in McLennan County, where they put up although it was a 3-foot fence and it was laughable. Laughable. But, you know, at the same time, that I really feel that was embarrassing to the McLennan County Sheriff's Department, to the Waco PD, that, you know, we were able to get out there and stand in front of it and say, hey, look at this. And they should have been embarrassed about it. They should have been ashamed about it. And the DA's office, who shows no shame about anything, had no problem with it because they were trying to influence the jury. And then there's the extra security, as if someone's trying to come and attack them. And let me say to everybody out there, there is no bikers coming to attack any city, any jury, any police officer, anywhere in this country. Anywhere. That would be foolish. That would be stupid. And that's one thing bikers are not. Now, they may push up on each other from time to time, but they're not going that route. Do you agree with that, Mel?
Oh, absolutely. That was one of the dumbest mistakes. I still say that the Waco law enforcement and justice system, I think, had a very firm belief in their minds that bikers were Neanderthals. Mm-hmm. And they were going to easily railroad everybody on what Raina had planned. And they found out it wasn't true. You got some pretty intelligent folk within the biking community.
Yeah. I know that for a fact. You and I know that for a fact. Because we work with people that have worked in the state legislature for years in the biking community. They're not dummies. And that is the truth of it all. But the truth has been hid by what, Mel? 60, 70 years of vilification by the news media and law enforcement and other agencies and other groups, these seminar groups that spit out lies and make videos and they've got a huge head start without any pushback.
Sad but true. Sad but true. And what has been more damaging to us than I think we realize as a community are some of these TV episodes that are being played, like Sons of Anarchy, now the Mayans. That impresses a picture in the public's mind of what bikers are all about, and when they see a patch, now I'm not talking about some of these goofy patches you see that say Lone Wolf or this or that kind of crap, bad to the bone. I'm talking about when they see a group of guys all wearing the same patch. First of all, the public doesn't even differentiate between a one-piece and a three-piece patch.
Right.
And I've even seen some MC patches that really were kind of one piece. Mm-hmm. Didn't have the separate cube and didn't have the rockers and stuff like that. So, but the public just groups everybody together in this representation that has been presented to them on television, and they believe it all. Mm-hmm. And I think... this Mongol thing has really been disturbing me because I believe in my mind, if the government can get on what they got on over historical crimes,
yes,
to where they have now convicted current day the Mongol nation of being a criminal organization. It's pretty frightening. It's damn frightening. And there's lots of propaganda out there. And I'm telling you, we have our work set out for us as a community to get out there and mingle with people, just kind of like we did at Fort Worth.
Yes.
All the fun we had at Fort Worth. And, every year we've gone to the Lone Star Rally and the fun we've had on that ferry.
Yeah.
going back and forth because we typically stay out on what's called the island.
The Bolivar
And,
Peninsula. Yeah.
Right. Just gassing it up with the public. We need to do a lot of that. More so, I believe, than these toy runs, because law enforcement tends to try and use toy runs against the community. And they
Yes.
do it by saying, well, that's just a
Feel-good
that's just
thing.
a facade. That's a feel-good thing that these guys do once or twice a year to make themselves look good to the public. And I'm not, and don't misunderstand me, I'm not putting down a toy run, because I think it's a damn good thing that happens, because it does take care of people in need, I'll say generally.
Yeah.
Because we all know what tends to happen with the with some of the toys, but
Yeah.
it's different because the public doesn't really rub elbows, talk with, or mingle with the biking community when they do a toy run.
Right.
It's something they read about, they see pictures, or maybe they see a 5-second slot on TV. But when you get out there and you mingle with the public, with the tourists, they're taking pictures, and they're talking with you, and they're asking. A lot of them ask questions because they're curious, and it's that kind of work, I think, that will be more appropriately termed missionary work for us than a toy run will ever be.
Yes. And Mel, let me say one thing. I think it was the Hells Angels that did a charitable event that was outside the biker community, and so I do feel that helps. I do feel that I've had a one percenter asked me a long time ago, man, what do you think we need? What do you think we need? I said, you need a good PR guy. Everybody has, like I said, everybody has let law enforcement, and especially these DAs, vilify us. And by the way, the motorcycle seminars that are put on by former law enforcement or former undercovers, those things vilify us to no end, with nobody pushing back until now. Until now, is it too late? I mean, is it too little, too late? We're going to find out in 2019, because, well, I can tell you, our club is going to be pushing back.
Absolutely. That's what we're all about.
Yes, I mean, we're about the Constitution and the constitutional rights of everybody. That's the reason we're saying, these DAs, and I used to call Abel Reyna a rogue DA. That's not really right. It is the standard for DAs across the nation. I've come to that conclusion. That is the standard across the nation, including here in Fort Worth, that pull that same crap. But we've got Fort Worth in our sights. There's nothing bad going to happen. What we're going to do is we're going to go there and we're going to exist. We're going to be in their face. And if they violate our constitutional rights, we'll be in front of that courthouse. If they violate the constitutional rights of any bikers on trial, we're going to be in front of that courthouse. And Mel, that's what should be happening all across the nation. All across the nation. Don't let them get away with this without pushing back. Period. I can't stress that enough to every biker out there. If you're on two wheels, in a sense, I know there's people that say, hey, I'll be your friend, not your brother. Okay, we're all on two wheels. We're friends. Let's gather together. Let's push back. And man, like I said, 1% clubs and motorcycle clubs may not be everybody's cup of tea. You got independents out there. You know what? You should be taking part. Because let me tell you, if the feds are successful in taking away everybody's patches, then what? Then it's about stopping anybody on a motorcycle to see who in the hell they are.
Then they're coming for you.
That's right. So think about that. Think about that. Join in. Join in. It's like our club. We don't necessarily advertise for members. This is a calling, especially with our group, because we're either former vets, we're either veterans, not former vets. We're either veterans or we're patriots who believe in the Constitution and believes in the rights of others. And it's a calling. Not everybody is material. Not everybody can get in. Not everybody can make it, because we've had those that have didn't fit the bill. Or maybe they just decided they hung around for a while. It's not a fit. Don't have the time to commit. Whatever. Now, you got anything you want to add to that? Don't let me. Yeah.
Oh no. It's yeah. It's all valid. There's nothing to interrupt there. I'll tell you. It like you say, we've had several that thought they wanted to, but I think it was more they wanted a patch.
Right.
A lot of guys want that patch. They don't understand that patch is earned, and depending upon which direction you go in the MC world, there are various ways of earning a patch, because clubs are, a lot of clubs are all about different things. But when you're in a group like ours, you better read the Loyal 9, because that's what we're all about.
That's right.
The Boston Tea Party. That's us.
That's right. And if you understand who the Sons of Liberty, the Sons of Liberty Riders, if you understand who they were and what they did, then you're going to understand us a little bit better. But Mel, with that, also 2018, I really believe this, Mel. I really believe this is the year that law enforcement has exposed themselves as the bullies that we think they are.
Oh, they're getting worse.
Yeah, they are. They are getting worse.
Getting worse.
Yeah, Mel. Let's start out with the. Remember the pepper spray guy?
Oh yeah, Fort Worth.
Fort Worth, Texas. Pepper sprayed. He was pissed off. Yeah, he was pissed off. So I guess he pulled over a pickup truck, and then when some guys on some sports bikes were passing by, he pepper sprayed them. Now I don't know.
He was in fear for his life.
I'm telling you. Now, the bikers moved over another lane, but if you've ever had pepper spray, or like with us in the military, we all went through the tear gas thing. If you've ever had that crap sprayed into your eyes, you know what you can't see. And this fool in uniform was spraying this stuff on these guys. So, I mean, we did ask at that time the campaigning sheriff of Tarrant County, You know, when he came to one of our legislative strike force meetings, we asked him what he would do with this guy. You remember what he said, Mel?
No, I don't.
He said, I've got it on video. He said he would fire him.
Yeah.
But he's still working for the Fort Worth PD. Oh, yeah.
Well, go figure.
Yeah. You know, Mel, and then we had the guy in the sheriff's deputy, Mr. Man, who was a white settlement Texas city councilman, and he's also a Tarrant County deputy. He misidentified everybody in the audience who was there to receive a motorcycle safety proclamation, which happens all across the state. All kinds of clubs are doing it. All kinds of clubs are participating in it. And Mel, let me say that motorcycle safety is everybody's issue. It don't matter whether you're 1%. It don't matter if you're 0%. It don't matter if you're an independent. It doesn't matter if you're a motorcycle ministry. Everybody should be concerned about motorcycle safety. But this son of a gun had to get up there and say that everybody there was down in Waco when all the shootings started happening. Everybody there, including a charitable group that had raised $81,000 for the mental health. I mean, you talking about buying the narrative. And that's what's happening with law enforcement. They've bought the narrative. And all this stuff just happened kind of months apart. Then we had the stockyard thing. You know, 800, 700, 300 Mongols coming to the stockyards. Everybody hide your children. Run around to all the restaurants, getting them to plaster no colors. Then you saw the video here in the last episode where the young lady in the Love Shack said, well, there was probably 20. And then we happened to be going to Fort Worth, and we saw what happened to Vagos MC, who were looking for rain gear in Wilson's Leather Goods. And we worked our way inside to see what was happening, and the bullies were at it again. Sergeant Steroid. By God, Fort Worth is our town. By God, if you don't put your foot down at a stop sign, we're going to take you to jail. If you don't put on a turn signal, we're going to take you to jail. Read them the Right Act. They didn't say a word. They were complying. No reason to pull a gun on anybody, but they did. This is what happened in 2018. But we're going to push back. And now here in recent weeks, we've had the Lake Dallas Police Department. Oh yeah, they run it. Hey, let's go over to this place and stir it up. Anybody want to join us? Walk through, threaten to call the TABC on this business owner if they didn't get them out of there and post no colors.
Yep, wanted him to post a sign, no colors.
Yeah, it's there now. We're going to be interviewing the owner this next week. But Mel, I think 2018, if we all work together and share, when this stuff happens, and then share it. Oh, by the way, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe. We need 1,000 subscribers to go to the next level. Today I looked, we're at 316. We need your help. Subscribe. Oh, Mel, and in recent weeks we had the Bandito that was on. No, wait a minute. He wasn't a Bandito. He was some type of other club. I think a support club or something. But it may not even been the Banditos. I'm not sure. But anyway, he's on the side of the road. cop pulls in behind him, and he thinks he's going to help him, and instead he puts his hand on the gun and starts belittling him, raising hell with him, like he's scared to death of him. Guy wouldn't do anything wrong. He's just on the side of the road out of gas. But I think, attorneys and stuff are looking at that now. We can't say much more about that. But, I mean, it goes on and on, Mel. And then we got the 2 Bexar County deputies. I mean, these are bright son of a guns. They're in a bar. They get thrown out. Then they're going to threaten to come back and shoot the place up. We got plenty of morons with badges. There's no shortage of them. This is the reason it will not work for law enforcement. There's more of this stuff going on with them than there is with bikers. It doesn't matter how many charity events they do. It doesn't matter how many basketball games they play in black neighborhoods. It doesn't matter. Because I'll tell you, Mel, the minute they throw some black kids' parents on the ground, the minute they come in there and handcuff them, the minute they're treating them like shit, they've made an enemy forever out of those children. Forever. You ought to think about that, the way you're treating the American public. Unless they're fighting you back, and I mean really fighting you back and not no BS. I mean, when you see 6 cops come in there and jump on somebody, and one of them comes in there to get an extra jab, like we've seen, or one of them puts their knee on somebody's neck, that stays with you. Am I wrong here, Mel?
No, it it definitely does. And I'm sitting here reflecting. You've heard me say several times I've got a son that's a police officer.
Yes.
And it makes me feel bad because I think his perception of me has become that I'm totally anti-law enforcement.
Yeah.
And that's not true. That's not true.
That's true.
I mean, he's listened to a few radio deals that we've done, and that's the impression I'm giving him, and I have to keep reminding him, no, son, I know you're one of the good guys.
Yeah.
The issue here is the police aren't policing the police. They're not doing what the biking community started to do years ago, and that was, if you've got a bad apple in your club, kick them the hell out. You don't need the grief. You don't need the heat that comes with that if they're involved in the illegal activities. But yet the police continue to form what's often referred to as the thin blue line, where they stick up for each other. Well, nobody likes a rat, okay? That you hear that said a lot in a lot of different areas. Bikers don't rat on each other. Prisoners don't rat on each other in prison. Cops don't rat on each other. But at a point, when you've got somebody that is sullying your profession, you best start doing something about it, because they're taking the whole organization down. There's a difference between ratting out somebody and making sure that your profession continues to be professional and what it's supposed to be doing. And for God's sakes, when it comes to law enforcement, you're supposed to be enforcing the law appropriately. Bring back the old stickers on the cars, protect and serve. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly, Mel.
It's not happening anymore. It's become a gang of bullies.
Yeah. Let's go whip ass. Yeah.
You betcha.
Yeah. If you if you're
They're
training,
frustrated.
yeah, if you're training to be a GI Joe, you're going to be GI Joe. Let's go whip ass. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
we've seen it.
I well remember that attorney from Houston we used to listen to quite a bit, smoked a cigar all the time.
Oh, okay.
Little guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. It'll come
Yeah,
to me at
and-
midnight tonight, Mel. Thank you.
And yeah, that'll keep you awake. But I liked what he said once, and it made a hell of a lot of sense to me. We were talking about how these cops dress up like stormtroopers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're like black ops guys.
Yeah.
You take a look at a SWAT team, and you're wondering where the hell are they going? Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Is that a Navy SEAL team that's been dispatched? I mean, they're wearing all the stuff and they're creeping around and the whole bit. Well, he said over and over, and makes a hell of a lot of sense to me. You dress a cop up like a stormtrooper or a black ops guy. Guess what he's going to act like?
Yeah. Exactly.
Put them in armored vehicles. They're going to blow buildings down. Now, we all know there are some unsavory parts of town that they have to do police work in. And, I can't say that I'm totally unopposed that if, a bunch of shit's going down in a bad part of town, maybe they do need to bring in some heavier armament. But, not as a general rule. You're supposed to be out there building trust with the community, letting them see who you are, rubbing elbows with the local citizens. They've gotten themselves to the point now to where nobody likes a cop. They see a cop, they go away. They don't like them.
Mel, they're having trouble hiring police officers.
Yeah, Dallas is 1,000 officers short.
Yes.
I keep hearing that on the radio day after day.
Yeah.
1,000 police officers short.
That's hard to believe,
pretty
but
bad.
that's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because let me tell you, they're all out working the special events on overtime at night. I'm just saying. As that one, that lady officer that shot that black guy, they said, well, she'd been working extra hours, and well, hey, quit working the extra damn hours.
That's right.
So I mean, I don't know, but I mean, you're right, Mel. We're not anti-police, and we probably don't say that enough. We are anti-corrupt police. And we were anti-corrupt court systems, like we saw in McLennan County. We were anti-corrupt DAs, like there are across the nation. And we see it at the highest levels of government. The FBI is crooked as hell. The Department of Justice is crooked as hell. I mean, go figure, everybody. Go figure. Why the rest of it wouldn't be corrupt as hell. We're just saying. But now let me move on here a little bit. The 2018, I do believe, has brought in. I think it's going to continue through 2019, the year of pushing back. Everybody knows about their camera. You probably seen that. I know. I used to have a video posted where I was at a Breitbart event, and where he held up the camera. Your cell phone, everybody is a newsman. Everybody can report an event on the spot. You can use that camera on your side of the event, no matter if you are stopped by a police officer, you have the right to film him. Don't let him tell you he don't, or you don't, and don't let them If they throw your damn camera away, hey, make sure it's on. Like I just heard recently. The officer grabbed that camera out of my phone out of my hand and threw it 30 feet. Let me tell you, man, that's a violation of your rights if they do that. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are or what they have you pegged as or what list you're on. It's a basic right to be able to defend yourself. And that's my view on it, Mel. It may not be totally right, but I ain't going to let them tell me I can't film.
That's right. That's right. It's important, and this brings up a good point. Everyone needs to start coming to some COC meetings. Here's why. First of all, in Texas, it's not called the Coalition of Clubs. It's called the Texas Coalition of Clubs and Independents. That means everybody. I don't care if you're wearing a lone wolf patch, bad to the bone patch, American Legion patch, whatever the hell. Any club you're in, any independent is more than welcome to come to those meetings. And at those meetings, we have an attorney there. In our neck of the woods, it's an AIM attorney. His name's Bill Smith, well qualified. And Bill spends a great amount of time traveling around Texas to different regions that are having the COC&I meetings, and he speaks. And the ones that are farther away, there are other AIM attorneys at those meetings, and they're speaking about bikers' rights, and they're passing out material. It's important for everybody to know and understand what the hell their rights are. Come to the meetings. All we do there is we discuss legislative stuff that's going on, the legislation day that we're going to have at the state capitol in January. We talk about bikers' rights, other things that are going on in the biking community. It's important. It's good stuff to know, and you need to be there. I don't care if you're in a club, or it's even more important if you're an independent, because you're probably not getting a hell of a lot of news. And it doesn't cost anything. You don't have to pay dues. It doesn't cost you anything to come to a meeting. Region 2 meets bi-monthly. Our next meeting is the third Sunday in January, and it's going to be at it's in Royce City at Southern Junction, and it's at 2:00 in the afternoon. We say come early so you can order lunch, because they do have the restaurant open and the bar. You can have a beer, drink, Bloody Mary, and listen to the meeting.
Yeah. Hey, Mel, let me say one thing. The next broadcast, number after New Year's Eve, number 326, we're going to be talking about the year ahead and what we believe will be going on. We'll be talking about this trademark issue. We'll be talking about other things that we're looking at for 2019. And let me tell you, the trademark issue, everything that's going on with the Mongols, that is going to affect everybody. And Mel, I think we do believe that all these clubs are going to have to start working together.
I'm telling you, I do not have a good feeling about this one.
Yeah.
I do not. I wish I did, but I'm smelling a real rat here, and I think there's going to be bad news for the community at large.
Yeah, and
when
Mel,
this is all said and done.
I would include, even without the trademark issue, what has happened so far is bad news. And so we'll be discussing this stuff in the next deal, and hopefully we pray that everybody comes together on this, and that you participate in pushing back, because things are not what they were in 1969, in 1979, in 1989. They're not even the same as they were in 2009. Things change for different reasons. And what we're seeing now is one of them. You're either going to change, or things are going to get a lot worse. And Mel, you got anything you want to add to that?
No, that's what I would add would only be redundant, and totally backing you up in what you have said.
Yeah.
Things are changing. They're changing quickly, and it ain't good.
That's right. And Mel, hey, I did yesterday. I was walking around the mall, and guess what? I saw Santa Claus.
Ah,
He's beat to hell. He is beat up. So there's a picture posted of him right now. And so, everybody, this is what he looks like this minute. So he needs a drink.
yeah.
With that, everybody, we'll see you in 2019 on Texas Biker Radio number 326.
You betcha.
Bye-bye
Bye.
now.